try this again. Let's try this again. Alright. Thought I had this angle set up and motherfucker was not recording. And that's the trials and tribulations. Again, this right here is all the first day, doing everything, putting it into action. If I'm this nice on the first day, good night. Alright. Audio going, check. Main camera, check. Oh, I didn't even make sure my was on G2. Alright, there we go. Locked in on me. Oh yeah, it's gonna be better off rip. Cause I'm locked in. Let's go. Okay, video, boom, boom. Recording. Now I got you this round. Let's go. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold on. Get back in the main frame. Oh. Man, so that focus on G, cause this the mother G podcast. Y'all talking about, man, all that. Y'all talking all that. Yeah. Alright. Let me see. Alright, set there. Focus there. Oh, I'm here now, baby. Just slide back just a little bit. Bring that about right here. Yeah. Yeah, yay. I ain't want to block Kate and Granddad. All right. Guess it's just Kate. My bad. Didn't mean to do that, man. All right. We back at another episode. Hey, man, I got to shout out that Old Hillside, man. They got that bourbon, but they also got this rye limited edition. She good. Shout out to Old Hillside. Let's give them a round of applause, man. Delicious. Telling you. All right, man. We're going to intro this pod one more time and talk for a little bit more. Now I actually got two angles. But this is the first night I'm really coming at this. So I'm just really fortunate to be in a position to do this. And so really what my goal is to capture what makes everybody different and share that with the world, because I do truly believe that we are all X-Men. You know, I think we all got some sort of superpower that, you know, you do it better than anybody else out there. Like you're better than 99 out of 100 people when it comes to this one thing, right? But what is that one thing? That's a different story, right? You try to think about what that one thing is, that's something completely different. So what I want to help people understand is that that one thing may be something that you don't even take seriously. Could be something you take for granted. You just might not even enjoy it, but you just happen to be better than everybody else, right? What happens if that thing that you're actually better than everybody at, you actually have a passion for it? That's when it really clicks. But we're going to talk about these things on the pod, man. Again, this is just something that I wanted to do to ultimately give people resources in my unique way. And so this is my way of giving back, if you will, trying to be a connective tissue amongst our people and not something to divide us. You know, ultimately what this is about is bringing us closer together. And I hope that through building community, talking through these episodes, I'm going to be having guests, I'm going to have solo episodes. It's just going to be a diverse output of content. And I hope that I'm able to do that as consistently as possible for y'all. And I appreciate the feedback. You know, feel free to criticize, feel free to argue on the other side. You know, I don't expect everyone to agree with me, or I don't expect everyone to even, you know, stay cool with me throughout this process, frankly. You know, unfortunately, we live in a time where just having difference of opinion or being honest and transparent and vulnerable, it can push people away. And so, you know, I really want to challenge that with this platform. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what G does. And this is some G, you heard? I got a soundboard. I got more sounds. I still got to get that finalized, but we got a few we're going to play with. I wish I had cleaner audio of that Diddy on Making the Band. If you got it, let me know. Because I ain't taking no interjections, you heard? But let me take a sip of this Old Hillside before we get started, man. All right. I'm going to hit the 3 claps. That right there help you sync up the audio. We 7 minutes in. Perfect. All right. That's another thing to mention, man. These podcast episodes will not always be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even an hour. They won't always be just me. Sometimes I'll have guests, whether that be in person or virtual. I'm having people call in to have conversations. So it'll look a little different every episode. Don't expect the same thing week to week. The one consistent thing that you're going to see is G. You heard? This is the G podcast. Y'all better get ready. All right. Let's intro this thing. Music is impeccable, man. Shout out to 2J. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is the G podcast where we focus on family, friendships, oh, man. Damn, gotta run it back. Oh, well, let's do it again, baby. This the intro. Y'all heard it. Yeah. Yeah. This the G podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. This the G podcast where we focus on family, friendship, finances, freedom, and our future. You heard? And everything else. And so I really created this podcast, and the whole goal of this thing is to ultimately give everyone an insight or a tool where after you listen to an episode of this podcast, you have something that you can use to help your family, to maybe strengthen your friendships, to maybe improve your finances and ultimately exercise your freedom and put you in position to have a stronger future. And that was nice. Let's give it up for G. Wow. All right. Now, so y'all might say, what type of podcast is this and so forth? Ultimately, it's a diverse situation. You're going to see me solo. You're going to see me talking to guests. And ultimately, we'll see how it evolves. But I will, or I should say, I do strive to have in person. This is just the beginning. This is literally day one. So we documenting everything. You're going to see the growth. You're going to see the progress. But this is our starting point, and hopefully we can grow it to a point to where we have in-person guests, but we're definitely going to have guests via over the phone. We'll see what's up with some virtual video, but the one consistent thing throughout this will be G, hence the name of the podcast, the G Pod. I'm also going to try my best to keep it as censored as possible, meaning I'll keep it edited. Not to say I'm not going to say what I say. We just going to make sure we edit the content, not flood the social media with the cursing, right? Got my uncles and aunties in the background. I want them to listen to this too. All right. All right. So one of the unique things about this podcast that I think will be for me is the solo episodes, because I'm naturally an introvert. You know, I'm very reflective. I'm very observant. And I'm also, you know, just very aware and honest with myself in terms of where I feel I need to be better. You know, also in terms of just being critical, challenging myself to not make the same mistakes. And so, funny enough, my wife knows this, as she has caught me many a times just talking to myself out loud, you know, whether that be taking a shit in the shower, in the kitchen, messing around, whether that be cooking, cleaning. Yeah, I do it all. It's 2022. Got to be in that kitchen too, man. I'm going to be quite frank. If a can't do nothing in the kitchen, he kind of worthless. But we're going to get back to the topic at hand here. When it comes to just being open, that's something that, you know, when we talk about superpowers, you know, I know that that's one of mine. I have no shame in what I've had to experience to get to this point. And I see it as a privilege to share that with as many people as I possibly can. And, you know, hopefully give them something to use to improve one of those things that I mentioned earlier, you know, one of the 5 F's. And so I'm really big on family, very important to me. I'm also really big on friendships, and we'll talk more about like what that means, because I think we all have different perceptions on what it means to call someone a friend, different definitions. I think as it relates to our finances, these are just the realities being in America. We are all impacted by them. And so I want to have conversations that ultimately help us improve our family and our friendships and our finances, while also putting us in position to really have the freedom to do what we find pleasurable. And I don't mean that in like some silly, freaky way. Like, we're here. Time is precious. How are you using your time? Are you spending it stressing? Are you spending it with anxiety? And just, you know, are you in a place where you're not enjoying yourself day over day, I can't imagine what that would feel like. And so, I would hope that we build a community that for that person, we can give them something to help them exercise their freedom and help us all have a better future. And that's what this thing is really all about. And through growing, traveling, just having different experiences, once you start to tap into other perspectives, that's when stuff really starts to change for you. And so I want to leverage this platform as a resource of perspective, a safe space where it's not about being right or wrong. I often say it's like 1,000 rights, 1,000 wrongs. It's all about perspective. Okay. And I think the more perspective we have, the more accepting we can be and the more willing, or I would say we would have a stronger ability to enjoy each other's company. And again, we're in the time now where if we have a difference of opinion, we're probably not kicking it, right? If you voted for Trump in the election, a lot of people, they're like, man, not only am I not going to be your friend, I'm going to unfriend you on social media, which is something completely different. But this is the reality of where we are. So with this podcast, man, I really hope that it helps shine light on the diversity of thought within our community and why it's important to embrace thoughts and opinions that are on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Even if you don't agree, we still have to see the humanity in those other people and not allow these silly opinions to pull us further apart than what we already are. I think I'm going to close out right there. Again, this is the first night. We just getting started. And I talk to myself all the time. All right. I'm not crazy. Some say, sometimes I feel like I'm a little crazy, but I know what that's like to feel a little crazy, but I want to document these conversations. These conversations have been very helpful to me. It's been a coping mechanism throughout my journey, which I will talk about openly and honestly. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Again, this is not even an official episode. This is just what's coming. The G Pod. I hope y'all appreciate the authenticity of what's back here. These are some of my happiest memories that come to mind when I see these images behind me. So that's what this is about. Positivity, mindset, and allowing others' difference of opinion to be a resource, not something of poison or division, letting it be something that enriches our life. I don't have nothing else. I'm going to shout out Old Hillside one more time. And we got outro music too, man. So we're going to ride it out. This is the first little promo. Well, really second, who knows, third, fourth, fifth, timeless. You heard? We out. G podcast, you heard?